Hey friends, what is good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ and we do it one bite at a time. So this is section 24 of the Doctrine and Covenants. In fact, section 24 in the section heading, there's a statement that I think is a great overview really for everything that we're studying this week. So this is July of 1830, and it says, though less than 4 months had elapsed since the church was organized, persecution had become intense. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. And it says the leaders had to seek safety and partial seclusion. The following 3 revelations, meaning 24, 25, 26 is where we're going this entire week, were given at this time to strengthen, encourage, and instruct them. So everything that we're going to go through this week is going to be designed to strengthen, encourage, and instruct. Now, just to give you a little context here, let me back up to June of 1830. So most of what I'm about to share with you can actually be found in Saints chapter 9. It's called Come Life or Come Death, and it gives you some great context for what's going on here in this section of the Doctrine and Covenants. So it's June of 1830, and you've got a lot of members of the church wanting to be baptized. And so Joseph and Oliver and all the families go to Colesville, New York. Colesville is a wonderful place. It's where we were introduced to Joseph Knight and his family. In fact, Joseph was going to be baptized as well. And so what they had done, they had set up a dam right there in Colesville. And what they were going to do is in the next day they were going to, it was a Sunday, and the next day they were going to have a Sunday meeting, and they were going to baptize Emma, Joseph and Polly Knight, and others. And so they wake up the next morning and they go to the dam, and the dam had been destroyed. So all of a sudden, they're starting to see some opposition to their work. Remember, anytime that you are about to do something spiritually significant, you got to expect opposition. Remember, Satan hates you. He doesn't like you at all. And so he wants to try to stop you in this. And so they were a little discouraged, but they still had a Sunday meeting. And Oliver Cowdery got up in this meeting, spoke about baptism and the importance of it, and really kind of got everybody buoyed up and strengthened. And so they went the next morning very early, and they set up the dam again, deep enough to where they could at least perform the baptism. And what happened during this time period is you've actually got a big mob of individuals who are starting to gather around there. They were talking about the Mormonites washing sheep. And so anyway, it was just, this mob just started to grow and grow to about 50 people, to where they are just harassing them. Imagine having that happen at your baptism. While you're making covenants with the Lord, you got people harassing you the entire time. In fact, there's a constable there. He came in and he arrested Joseph for disturbing the peace. And so Joseph was actually kind of in and out of jail there for a couple days. He had a trial. Eventually the charges were thrown out, but still they weren't able to confirm Emma. And there's some frustration going on here, and you're starting to see this persecution become more and more intense, which is why section 24 is a great section. There's a lot of things the Lord gives to Joseph Smith with regards to the struggles that he's been going to. In fact, you go to verse number 1, it says, behold, thou wast called and chosen to write the Book of Mormon, or to translate it, and to my ministry. I have lifted thee up out of thine afflictions. I've counseled thee. Thou hast been delivered from all thine enemies, and thou hast been delivered from the powers of Satan and from darkness. So you can see the context here with this. Now you go down to 7 through 9. There's some interesting counsel here. It says, for thou shalt devote all thy service in Zion, and in this thou shalt have strength. So the this there being your service in Zion will give you that strength to be able to do what you need to do. Verse 8, it's chock full of goodness. Be patient in afflictions, for thou shalt have many. But endure them, for lo, I am with thee, even unto the end of thy days. One of the things I have written right by that verse in my scriptures, it says, if the Lord is with us, even unto the end of our days, then that will give us the ability to endure. Knowing that the Lord is going to be with you to the end of your days, there's something about that that's like, I think I can endure to the end if I know that the Lord is going to be with me. And that idea of being patient. Oh my goodness, we could talk for days about this. I know you and I, when we pray for patience. And again, there have been times where I think early on in our marriage, I would ask my wife, like, have you been praying for patience? Because oftentimes when we pray for patience, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do. I think praying for patience is a good thing. However, we've got to remember that the Lord is not just going to come and sprinkle patience dust on us and say, there you go, good luck, let me know if you need anything else. That's not the way the Lord works. Oftentimes when we are praying for patience, He will provide opportunities for us to learn patience. And so in that sense right there, that's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing, but you got to be prepared to be able to do that. But remember, that the Lord will be with you through this process. Now, one of the things that Joseph was struggling with, and Emma struggled with this as well. In fact, this is a nice setup for where we're going tomorrow. If you were to go right to Saints in chapter 9, there's a great statement here I want to focus on. It says, back home, Joseph tried again to work on his farm, but the Lord gave him a new revelation on how he should spend his time. And again, this is section 24 that we've been talking about. Thou shalt devote all thy service in Zion, the Lord declared. And then this is verse 9. In temporal labors thou shalt not have strength, for this is not thy calling. That would be kind of a discouraging thing. All the temporal things you're working through, yeah, you're not going to be successful. Don't worry about that. You're not going to have that strength there. But that's not what I'm asking you to do here. Joseph was told to plant his fields and then set off to confirm the new members in New York. So this revelation left much uncertainty in Emma's life. How would they earn a living if Joseph devoted all his time to the saints? And what would she do while he was away serving the church? Was she supposed to stay at home, or did the Lord want her to go with him? And if he did, what would be her role in the church? And so this is a great way to set up what we're going to study next time, which is section 25 of the Doctrine and Covenants. And we're going to study section 25 for just a couple of days. There's two pretty important things I think we want to focus on that. So anyway, tune in tomorrow for section 25, and I appreciate what we studied today with section 24. Hey, you guys are great. Godspeed, and thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.